Welcome back to another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today we're going to be looking into something pretty interesting.
Okay.
We're going to be looking at the world of private landlords. You know, we've had quite a few conversations about Robert Flowers and his book, The Joy of Helping Others.
Yeah, our listeners seem to really love that guy.
Yeah, they do. They really enjoyed those deep dives.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out Flowers has created a really unique resource for landlords.
Oh, really?
He's got this group on Facebook called Frustrated Private Landlords. Landlords Support Group.
A support group specifically for landlords.
Yeah.
That's pretty fascinating.
It is.
What is it? Some kind of like a digital space where landlords can get together and, share their war stories?
Exactly.
Find solutions, maybe?
It is. And the group has over 376 members.
Wow.
So it's clearly tapping into something that a lot of landlords need.
Yeah, I mean, being a landlord, it's not always sunshine and roses, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah, late payments,
Mm-hmm.
property damage,
Oh, wait.
legal issues you got to deal with.
Oh.
It's no wonder people are looking for support out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's easy to underestimate all the complexities that come with managing properties.
Oh,
You've got tenant screening,
right.
lease agreements,
Mm-hmm.
property maintenance,
Mm-hmm.
evictions.
All that stuff.
Yeah. Landlords face a never-ending stream of challenges.
And it's not just the logistics of it all.
Right.
There's a human element there, too.
Definitely.
You're dealing with people.
Yeah.
And sometimes those people are difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're navigating some pretty emotional situations.
Yeah.
Got to maintain boundaries.
It can be really draining.
It can be. And so that's where this group that Flowers has created is really kind of brilliant.
Yeah.
It gives landlords a safe place to just go and vent,
Totally.
get advice,
Yeah.
learn from other people who are going through the same things they are.
Yeah, and you don't feel so isolated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like having a whole network of mentors, allies, people who've been there and done that.
Right, you've been in the trenches.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I was looking at their group rules,
Okay.
and it's really clear that they're trying to keep things positive.
Oh, good.
They want respectful dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the guidelines they have are things like be kind and courteous,
Right.
no hate speech or bullying,
Makes sense.
respect everyone's privacy.
That's crucial, I think.
It is. It makes it so that people can actually solve problems together.
Absolutely. Instead of just, yelling at each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And this group has kind of a specific focus that caught my eye.
Oh, really? What's that?
Special needs housing.
Special needs housing.
Yeah.
How does that fit in?
Well, that ties back to Flowers' expertise and his book, The Joy of Helping Others,
Oh, right.
which, by the way, is available on Amazon if any of our listeners want to check it out.
Definitely a good read.
So how does special needs housing fit into this whole picture of frustrated landlords?
Yeah, that does seem like a bit of a leap.
It does seem like kind of a jump,
Yeah.
but it's not as disconnected as you might think.
Okay.
Flowers has identified this really interesting way for landlords to not only deal with some of their financial frustrations,
Okay.
but also, tap into a deeper sense of purpose.
Uh-huh.
He's saying that by working with nonprofits and focusing on special needs housing,
Okay.
landlords can actually create a more stable income stream, and it could be more fulfilling too.
More stable and more fulfilling.
Yeah.
All right. I'm intrigued.
Okay, so what exactly do we mean by special needs housing?
Yeah.
And how does this model of partnering with nonprofits actually work?
Right. How does it all come together?
That's what we'll be unpacking in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, so let's dig into the special needs housing model.
Okay.
So imagine you're a landlord, you've got this property,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of going through all the headaches of the regular rental market,
Yeah.
you decide to partner with a nonprofit.
Hold on. So I get the partnership part, but what does that actually look like?
Okay, so think of it like this. The nonprofit, they need to find places for people to live, right?
Right.
Especially people with disabilities or special needs.
Okay.
They know their clients really well, so they can match them with landlords who have properties that will work for them.
So it's like they're a really specialized tenant placement service.
Exactly. But they do more than just find a place and say, okay, you're good to go.
Oh, okay.
They actually provide support
To
to both the tenant and the landlord.
Oh, wow.
So that can be anything from helping to collect rent to stepping in if there's a disagreement between the landlord and the tenant.
That takes a lot of pressure off the landlord.
It does.
Okay, but how does this help the landlord make more money?
That's the question, right?
Right,
That's what I want to know.
It all comes down to passive income.
Okay.
You see, when a landlord works with a nonprofit,
Yeah.
They can usually get a lease that lasts a lot longer than usual.
And sometimes the nonprofit will guarantee the rent payments.
Wow. So the landlord doesn't have to worry about those checks bouncing.
Exactly. No more chasing people down for rent.
Or vacancies.
Right.
They know that the money's coming in every month.
It just shows up.
That's huge.
It is, especially with the way things are in the rental market these days.
It's so unpredictable.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
And remember, this isn't just about making money.
Right.
This model allows landlords to really contribute to something bigger than themselves.
Yeah. They're actually helping people who really need it.
Exactly. Providing a stable and supportive home for someone who might not have one otherwise.
It's like aligning your business with a purpose.
Exactly. And that's what Flowers is getting at in his book and with this group.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying, hey, there's a different way to do this.
It doesn't have to be all about squeezing every last dollar out of your tenants.
Right. It's about building something that works for everyone.
Sustainability.
Exactly. It benefits the landlords, the tenants, and the community as a whole.
It sounds almost too good to be true.
I know it does.
So we've talked about the partnership model.
Yeah.
We've talked about the benefits for everyone involved
Mm.
and how this could really create positive change.
Absolutely.
But what does all this mean for our listener?
Yeah, where do we go from here?
That's what we're going to be talking about in the last part of our deep dive. Okay, so we've spent this deep dive looking at this really interesting model of landlords partnering with nonprofits
Yeah, a really unique approach.
to provide special needs housing. And it seems like it could really change things, not just for landlords, but for whole communities.
Absolutely. But I think it's important to remember that this isn't just some like pie in the sky idea, you know?
Right, it's not just a feel-good thing.
It's a real solution to a problem that's only getting bigger.
Yeah, it's about being creative and coming up with solutions that actually work.
Exactly. The old ways of doing things, they don't always cut it anymore.
Right, we need to be open to new ideas.
And that's what's so powerful about this model.
Mm-hmm.
It makes us rethink what it means to be a landlord, what it means to run a successful business, and what it means to be part of a community.
It's about seeing the bigger picture, isn't it?
We're all connected.
And when we meet the needs of one part of the community, everyone benefits.
Exactly. And that's what Flowers gets at in his book, The Joy of Helping Others.
It's not just a business book.
No, it's bigger than that.
It's about changing the way we think about success and finding real meaning in our work.
And for our listeners out there who are landlords or thinking about becoming one,
This model is a real alternative,
yeah, it's a chance to build a business that's not just about making money.
but about doing some good in the world too,
It's about saying yes to the possibility of doing well by doing good.
and realizing that we all have the power to make a difference.
One decision, one partnership, one act of kindness at a time.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with this thought.
Oh,
What if this is the future of landlording?
interesting question.
A future where profit and purpose go together, where you can have a successful business and make the world a better place at the same time.
The answer is up to each of us,
It's a choice we all have to make.
and we have the power to create that future.
One property, one partnership at a time.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope it's giving you something to think about.
Always a pleasure.
Until next time, keep learning, keep asking questions, and keep making a positive impact on the world.